It's something because we don't see in front of us all the time, we forget about it, or we think it's just people from abroad. But unfortunately, and especially in the last few months, we've seen a real uptick in cases where we've had to provide emergency accommodation for people who've been sleeping on benches, people who've been sleeping in their cars, and they just have nowhere else to go. It's been really awful because some of them have been cases of people undergoing treatment and even chemotherapy in the GHA, but then when they get discharged, there's nowhere for them to go. And something that we try to be really clear with as a charity is that we don't have the facilities. Thanks to our donors, we're able to provide support and accommodation in the very short term for 2 or 3 nights, shall we say, but it's something that we just haven't been able to keep up with.
So just to be clear, government services are referring these men to you?
That's right, which unfortunately we don't think is sustainable because, as I said, we don't have the facilities for these men. We don't really have the training for supporting these, many cases, vulnerable cases who need more targeted support.
Okay. So what is the solution? What do you think the government could do to help resolve this issue to a degree?
So we know there's been plans made to extend the Sunrise Motel on Devil's Tower Road. That would go a long way towards helping. We saw during COVID that many people were housed in the retreat centre, I believe it was, and that was a massive help because then these people had access to warm food, to shelter, they were able to clean themselves up and get back on their feet. But unfortunately, without that, the problem's just going to continue.
We see it on a daily basis, and also on our Friday rounds when we provide food for these men that are sleeping in cars, sheds, in caves, you mention it, in different carriages, in boats. We see that there's more people homeless at the moment in a range of, to be honest, 12 to 15. Let's say 12 at the moment, of all ages, ranging from, say, 20s, in their 20s, to their 80s, which is actually quite astonishing. Men that have gone through divorce and separation and illnesses, and some of them, I remember a special case of a middle-aged man who had a leg amputated and was staying at the reception of the GHA hospital. I mean, the governments and agencies are trying to be as supportive as they can, but I mean that we need to have some sort of communication between these agencies and government and ministries, so that we are on the right track, because we're finding ourselves overloaded with cases. I mean, I have 2 phones, and an average of over 80 calls a day.
A lot of people don't really think it exists. I'm very surprised because they don't see a lot of people. A lot of things are done subtly, and a lot of people who are homeless will be seen walking about Gibraltar, sitting down here, and you don't really realize that this person may be a homeless person because they don't fit the image of what one considers might be a homeless person. They can be just a normal looking person, but then in the evening they've got nowhere to go.